don't give a fuck.
Are you sure?
I just don't give a fuck.
Presenting The Art of Not Giving a Fuck with Garrett and Lance.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Garrett calling in for a podcast with Lance. Hey, Lance.
What's going on, Garrett?
Not too much. It's a beautiful night out here in Three Rivers. Just one more night left in this great place. So went out hiking, saw some of the gigantic trees today, and now we're back at home and ready to talk about the Command Z Undoing Intensives. That's what's on the top of my mind tonight. So, and Lance, I know you took those. You went through that a couple rounds, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
or at least one full run through.
One full run through.
Yeah, and so that. How many more run throughs does anybody need of the intensives? I mean, it's meant to be a one-time only deal. You can do some of the exercises later, but if my intention is fully realized with that course, it's that what you learn and what you experience through actually doing it day by day, and if you really put in the effort, like this is your one and only time to do it, then what you will learn is how to apply everything you learned in those 28 days in all the organic situations you face in your life. So instead of it being you need to do that course again, no, you take everything you learned there plus everything you ever learn, but are now able to apply it in a rolling, flowing, organic fashion. So that's kind of the idea there. You take that one solid chunk of experience, dedicate yourself to it for a solid month in a very earnest and powerful way, a serious amount of dedication. And then through doing so, you free up all the life left to you to live afterward. You know, you get to loosen up all the muscle tensions, all the restrictions, all the limitations, all the bullshit clouding the vision, clouding the all the blocks holding you back from getting whatever the hell it is you really want in your life. As we like to call it, victim to adventure, you know.
This is kind of the way I saw it. Is like it takes 4 weeks to do, but it becomes clear after you get through it that it's like going to reverberate through the rest of your life. And not to take this the wrong way, but it'll take a lifetime to master what you experience and learn in those 4 weeks. You know, to have it really carrying with you at all times. It's powerful.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it. So not only do you have, we also make it simple. So the thing is that, and just to let everybody know, this next run, the final live run, which we weren't going to even do again, but Andrew has convinced me to do that. For those of you guys listening on, reading the emails, the beautiful emails coming out every day, you've been hearing from him. So he convinced us to run it again. And this is going to be the last time. It's going to start on August 8th or 9th, one of those 2 weekend days. And then it's going to go for 4 weeks after that. So we're going to be diving into that final live run. You guys still got time to get in on it. And what it consists of basically is each day you're going to have, each week has a theme to it. So during the first week, you'll have that week's daily exercises. But then each day, in addition to those daily experiences, which are a lot of fun and very revealing, you're also going to have adventures that build upon each other throughout the week. So I know one day you end up, for example, rounding up a lot of things in your house. I won't ruin the surprise for you. You end up rounding up a few things, and it'll become obvious what those things should be. Then the next day, you end up bringing some of those things around with you, and that'll be another way to experience literally the weight of them in your life. How your environment, your body, and every little detail of your day-to-day life goes ignored, and then what starts to happen when you bring your awareness into it. So you'll have adventures, experiments, both cognitive and physical experiments, and then exercises and tools that you can use to start spelunking around in all those ignored territories in your day-to-day life. Now, for me, I do that constantly now, but it did take a long time to get to that point where I could forge that high level of awareness in my day-to-day activities and then not have it be something that drops away. So now wandering around the house can be quite a revealing and fun experience. Cleaning up the house can be fun. Going through old things and throwing them out can also be a very transcendent and awakening experience. So that's what we tried to pack in to the 4-week intensives, is all those victim to adventure experiences and all the little tiny details of your life, cleansing them all of restriction and limitation, and then giving you a wonderful unfolding of your own movie along the way. Now, Lance, what you went through it. We realize now it was actually in December of I think December or January, December 2013, a long time ago. But what stands out to you the most? What do you remember about it? What was something that what was a story that you feel like?
Well, I'm glad we are doing it again so that everyone can have an opportunity, because I think it's like one of the, I guess it's a hidden gem of anyone who's interested in this kind of stuff. If they've never been through the intensives, they have no idea what they're missing. As far as its ability to subtly and gently put you right where you're supposed to be, or realize you're right where you're supposed to be, and remove the hallucination of the mundane. And from there, you can really take it on your own. It is your own. It's customized to your own life through your own experiences. So it's not like you're going by rote here. It's going to be organic, living, breathing. The whole thing is a work of art. It's a living, breathing work of art spanned over 28 days, which when lived immediately becomes a microcosm of your entire life. And you have a different approach to doing everything you do. From the moment you wake up to the second you go to bed, you're going to be approaching things differently. And it's all done in plain English, which is a relief in itself. So there's nowhere to be lost in it. There's nowhere to hide in it. And a lot of people didn't finish it or won't finish it, which is natural. I mean, there's resistances, unconscious, projected distractions that emerge because, like Garrett said, to develop this level of awareness full time is going to take some work and take some getting used to. But the intensives are designed in such a way that you can never be doing it wrong, because you're only doing it to your best ability. And that's fucking just fine. That's good enough. So there was a ton. I mean, there was quite a few situations that arose through this. I almost hesitate to even talk about the intensives. They're so hard to cut a
Yeah, it's true.
they're so hard to cut a promo for. When it's like I've been to like meditation retreats. I've backpacked South America. I've competed in martial arts. You have sexual experiences. You have all these things that are supposed to transform you. You go to university. That's an initiation in itself. The intensives are 28 days that, in my experience, had more value than all those other individual self-initiatory experiences that I went through. And that's, throw a period on that, throw an exclamation mark on that. It's the truth.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Lance. I really I appreciate that comment too. I mean, that's outstanding, and that ultimately has been the goal. Is that it's through all those experiences of frustration with all kinds of different workshops and retreats and weekend retreats and week-long retreats and all these experiments and experiences, and even a lot of them were really fun, but I didn't achieve the kind of, again, I didn't even achieve knowing what I wanted through a lot of those experiences, first of all, and then second of all, didn't really start getting the life and the awareness and the level of enjoyment that I wanted out of any of those experiences. Also, the bizarre thing was that going through a lot of the meditation retreats and occult studies and all these things, a lot of it seemed to provide really convincing excuses to make myself believe what I was doing was working, or that I was getting somewhere with it, and that eventually it would add up to something better. But ultimately, I was able to use undoing in my own body and my own mind to see through all that I was not getting anywhere at all. And maybe that there's not even anywhere to get. And then from there, where you do get is pretty remarkable all the time.
Well, that's the
to actually just be anywhere.
Yeah, that's the ironic thing about it, is that once you strip the language, the fluffy language and the historicalness and all the mythology from it, and you get something that is as effective as the intensives, a lot of those people who are into those other things, they'll find ways not to come around. Just, or it won't interest them at all. They can't even imagine that you could explore yourself through just your own five senses.
Well, and some of the amazing things about the. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's right.
Oh, just something that and I'm just sort of pacing around the space here in the living where I'm staying and think the intensives and how some of the things you're going to be doing and experiencing is just the magic of moving one piece of furniture in your house. So for an example, now this won't give away the surprise because this came organically out of this one guy's situation. But you will experience this in your own way. It might not be a piece of furniture. It might be a piece of clothing or who knows what. But in this case, it was a dresser. And it was sitting in the middle of this guy's room. And he realized there for 5 years. Okay, so a dresser there. For me, that's, outlandish. Had a dresser for more than like a year at a time. But he had a dresser in that same spot for 5 years, and he realized he had the same kind of grinding thought about it being annoying and in his way for that entire time, and he never did anything about it. Then, during the intensives, something clicked in him, and he moved that dresser, and his entire living space and his experience of it changed. He got more creative. Now, some of those are the effects of the intensives in other ways, but moving that one piece of furniture, he said it created a dramatic difference in the level of relaxation he felt in that space. You see what I'm saying? So that was one movement. Now, what about all the stuff in your living space? And what about how you relate to your living space, and then your car, and how you relate to your the roads you drive on every day, and the work situation, and the family situation? And you start realizing that there's something else afoot, and there's new ways or old ways ignored for you to interact with that are just exquisitely beautiful and amazing, eye-opening, and enlivening. Let's just put it that way. So all those things I've attempted to pack those into the intensives. And from all of your guys' experience, from your experience and what you're sharing, Lance, it seems to have worked. So I'm really happy and honored to be putting it on again. And I'm excited for the next round of adventures to dive into this.
Yeah, and adventure is the appropriate word because, I mean, it's not like you have to wait for your holidays. This can happen any second. You just join in and it's on wherever you're at. And of course, like everything that is offered here, it won't be for everyone, and some people probably won't get through the first week. And if you have some, and it's not because there's anything extreme going on. It's all very gentle, but there's more in a lot of people's way than they may like to admit. So.
Yeah, like what is it? Is it coincidence? We can't answer this, but is it coincidence that almost everyone throws up during week 2?
Yeah,
and it happens to relate to neck and chest, or is that just something that goes around through the internet? I don't know. No, there's nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, but it definitely gives you a guided tour through all of the ways that your style of personal victimization and limitation, and as you get that tour, the cool thing is that tour automatically dissolves those things anyway. There's no way that the victim inside you stays alive. Exposing it is the same thing as getting rid of it. I mean, really, even writing in its language, you're going to realize how thin and flimsy the arguments are.
Well,
they just sound big inside your head.
I mean, it comes back in paler incarnations. So you can realize when you're under a victim possession.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm excited about that, and we'll probably do a couple more of these recordings. Just talk about some of the upcoming courses and stuff too, because we are doing. This is the first of 3, so it'll be the intensives. Then we're going to take a week break, and then we're going to dive right into the. I think social anxiety to social invincibility workshop. So we'll probably do something around that again. I know you guys probably heard our other podcast on that. If you haven't, check that out. And then finally, the Energized Hypnosis and Radical Undoing workshop, or we could just call it the Transcendence workshop. A couple guys have just started calling it that. I don't know why. I didn't call it that, but that's what it's being referred to as now, the Transcendence workshop. So that one is going to be revamped and rebooted almost completely. Now, whereas the intensives is really a complete piece of art, it'll have some changes and additions to it, but it's complete. The Transcendence, the Hypnosis and Undoing workshop, will have a lot of brand new content. We're actually reworking almost that entire thing. So even those of you guys who have taken that before might like to dive into this new one. So look for those links, and you'll see a special link when you click the one on this podcast. You'll see a special link there. You can take all three of those experiences with us for an awesome deal. So make sure you click on that link too and check it out, because the awesome thing is what you'll end up getting is basically 10 weeks with 2 weeks in between. So you're going to end up getting almost a total of, well, not even almost, a total of 12 weeks of training back to back, week to week, but different kinds of training. One is the intensives. That's like your own, like your non-retreat into your own life all the time during those days. Then you take a break, assess what's going on. Then the next one's social invincibility. So we go bring those new skills out into the world, into every interaction, and show you how to go from being nervous to being invincible, where you don't even care or remember what it was like to be nervous anymore. And then from there, take another week break and the results of that. And if I can get you guys back online with all your new awesome social skills out in the world, then you're going to come back and learn some of the most advanced tools for consciousness exploration, personal evolution, busting through limitations, whatever you want to call it, all in one package. So another 4 weeks of that. We're going to be doing sessions for each of those weeks. So if you come and stick through all that, you're going to get world-class training and transcendence in your own organic life. It's going to last forever. So
yeah, that's the ultimate package there. Anyone who's coming into this fresh, if they had an opportunity to go through all through these courses, life will never, ever be the same. It's just one of these courses. Never mind going through each of them back to back. It would just be incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what we'll have that. We'll have that connection. And as always, we encourage you guys to connect up, and people all over the country, all over the countries, Canada, the US, and then also all over the world, basically. So there's probably someone near you in your area, and it's always fun to do an undoing road trip too. So keep that in mind, folks. That's always possible, and it's really just a hell of a lot of fun doing these courses as groups. And so this is really we're making this one reachable for everyone who's on the fence, for everyone who's ever wanted to try out these any Command Z workshops. This is the best of the best that you're going to get. And after these final live runs of these, the courses may be available as recordings, but not for a while, because after that we're focusing on the Command Z and NGF Elite training, the first of which is going to begin September 11th, 2015. So for those of you on the waiting list, stay tuned. We'll be getting in touch with you very soon. So that said, yeah, we're doing a whole big celebration. If you're not already on the Command Z NGF email list, you should get on there, because every single day there's a cool new adventurous email, something to look forward to, something to get you charged up and inspired day after day. So check that out. There's celebrations, giveaways, contests. We're just doing all kinds of crazy stuff, almost so much I can barely keep track of it myself. So I have to actually read the daily emails to even know what everything that's going on around here. Yeah. But all of it's good, and I hope to, well, not even hope, I'm very excited to see you guys who have already signed up, and then excited to see more of you guys who've been waiting to dive in. Let's get this going.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Always is.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm getting super excited about the intensives. What a crazy thing! It's almost surreal that they even exist, even to me now. And
Well, it's funny, like, to think of someone who would be like researching some old text that has some old thing that you do over a span of such and such, and it's hardly decipherable, and yet there's something right here that is so accessible, so digestible.
right, that's awesome. That's something that I almost have taken for granted now because But I remember the initial mission of Command Z, and there was a lot of deep, dark talks and arguments about the language that we'd be willing to use around all this, and the way that this would present these tools and information. And it was really just striking out all the different mystical interpretations, any term that didn't have some kind of grounding in physical, tangible, experiential, organic reality, and that could be shared with other people, was removed. All those terms removed from what we are trying to present in this, what we call training or transcendence training for personal evolution, or moving from victim to adventurer in your life. That's the best thing you can do. And now that we've reduced the language down to that, it can be communicated in such a clear way that it can't be denied, it can't be defeated. So we're not dealing with some mystical program of, I don't know what, whatever it is, enlightenment from the Far East, and we're trying to translate and learn Sanskrit, and believe me, I did try to do all these things actually, and learning Sanskrit and poring over these texts. Don't do that unless it's just you're having a blast doing it. Then by all means, go ahead. But what I'm trying to say is you're not having to deal with worshiping some kind of god or do a bunch of activities to generate merit or accept Jesus Christ into your heart, or any of these kinds of things, any of these exotic, weird things that people do. You can just look at the couch in your living room, for an example, or spend an hour with the spider that you decided not to kill this time in the corner, and see what you actually learn. I mean, those are just little tips that'll give you a taste of what the intensives have in store for you. But you're going to peel back the layers so quickly and so in such a dramatic way that you may be a little disturbed at what you find. But that being said, you'll never have more motivation than you do during the intensives for just cleaning your room or taking a shower. Believe me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the spirit in which all this stuff is being released anyway. It's like, yeah, enough pussying around for the people who are there to work or are there to explore. Here it is.
Yeah, exactly. And that's who I want to work with now. Only people who are ready to come out and explore. Otherwise, what
Yeah.
the fuck? What the hell are we doing? I don't want you to come around. You don't want to.
Yeah. You go somewhere else where you
come
need to be
yeah.
babied. I mean,
Yeah. There's plenty of people out there willing to hook up your umbilical cord to their machines. So just go ahead and find it. But yeah, when you want to just drop that and then dive into this, it's great. Yeah, I was thinking about this. This is more Indiana Jones, Walt Whitman, Herman Melville than it is, Shiva and Jesus and Buddha, let's say. It's more of that flavor.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's great talking about this, Lance. I think we've covered all the bases for now about the intensives. All you guys need to know is this is the adventure of a lifetime, and it takes place right in your life. So you're the hero. Let's do it.
Thank you for listening to the Art of Not Giving a Fuck podcast. For more info, visit artofnotgivingafuck.com or radicalundoing.com.